I'm not first guessing this.
Okay.
I've been saying this forever.
All right, where are we going with this?
Sean Payton, who's the coach of the Denver Broncos,
Mm-hmm.
he was wrong.
Okay, all right.
And he allowed his dislike for Russell Wilson personally to get in the way of the football and the facts. It was about feelings. And you know what was the worst part?
What's that?
Is that so many people bought into it because Sean Payton was ready and decided to bite the bullet and say, just get this guy out of here. I don't care how much money it costs. They took an unprecedented hit on the salary cap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they just want to get Russell Wilson out of my face. Everybody, last year he really didn't play that well. We really look at despite his numbers, because they weren't bad, but they still made the case like he was no good. And I'm not saying he's the Super Bowl quarterback from years ago with Seattle. But you must admit, you saw the win yesterday in Washington. Big time. Mm-hmm. 3 touchdowns. He had a pick. He played well. And he's played well for Pittsburgh. What's the one thing they've been missing for the last 5, 6, 7 years? They don't have a quarterback, right? Somebody who could throw the football.
Downfield. That's the key component right there. Is that he was solid all day, and he made the right 3 to 4 passes. I mean, he threw one was insane.
But that's what you need.
And that's the difference.
That is the difference. That's what I was saying earlier this year. I wasn't Justin Fields, he can't play, didn't belong in the league. But if you have these two, and you're the Steelers, you haven't won a playoff game in 8 years, this is what you're looking for, okay? Now, all of a sudden, all the NFL analysts and the talking heads, the Steelers are a Super Bowl contender now. Mm-hmm. And they were the same ones who were dissing, Russell Wilson, I don't know what they got him for. Nobody wanted him. You remember that talk? Nobody wanted him. He's washed. He's so phony. He's this, he's that. He's running for mayor. The dude can still play football. Can people come around? How much better does he have to play? I'm not crowning him. I'm just saying you were wrong and you brought in the Sean Payton's hate, dislike, whatever you want to call it, feelings. Because he wasn't this guy. He didn't like that guy from day one when he got there in Denver and couldn't wait to figure out a way to get rid of him.
Yeah. I think Sean Payton had a control issue in that if you don't do exactly what I want you to do, then we have issues. And I think the reason why he wanted a young quarterback in order somebody that he can, in Bo Nix and somebody that he can kind of shape and mold is so that it's almost like a Manchurian candidate, right? I can get you to do exactly what I want you to do, be exactly what I want you to be. Whereas with Russell Wilson, I'm going to have to work with you. You have years of experience, right? So he can be like, well, I used to do this and this kind of works. And I don't want to deal with that if I'm Sean Payton. I want you to be, yes, sir. This is what we're going to do. Now, on the flip side, I like everything you just said. The only thing I would add to that is sometimes life is going to life. And if you're Russell Wilson, maybe people did believe he ain't got it like he used to. He's washed, or he ain't this, he ain't that. And it didn't help you start to have people come out, I didn't like him as a teammate. And guys you kind of thought would have had his back had spoken, kind of ill against him. And maybe there was some truth to what they felt. I'm not going to deny that. But it doesn't matter in that sometimes in life, you got to remind people, point blank period. You've been there in your career. Rob can't do this. Rob ain't that. And you got to remind people. And to me, everything you said may be true, but it's incumbent upon you. RIP to one of my mentors and a mentor to a lot of great people, Tom Brady, Michael Phelps, and all that. His name is Greg Harden. And he says, control the controllables. And that's what Russell Wilson is doing right now. I got a good position. I got a good team. I got a coach that believes in me. Let me go out here and ball and control the controllables and let the chips fall where they may. And he's been able to reinvent himself again. Still early, but I think he's doing everything he needs to do to get this team right where they want to be and hopefully contend with something. And we've seen this before, Rob. You know who it reminds me of? Kurt Warner. Balling out, toast of the town. MVP, team for about 2-3 years, greatest show on turf, lighting it up, setting records. The Kurt Warner is the best. What an amazing story. Where's Disney when you need it? And then they started to flounder a little bit. Then they wanted to start somebody else. Then he goes to the Giants. Doesn't work out a year or so. And then they go and draft Eli Manning. And then they're like, no, we got to get Eli in here. And they kick him out. We say, oh, he's pretty much washed. What does he do? He goes to the Cardinals and gets them to one of the best Super Bowls we'd ever seen and almost won that one. And ended up having a couple of good years there and restored his career. And that's what got him in the Hall of Fame, was putting that icing on the cake. So to me, that's what Russell Wilson doing right now. Controlling his controllables, coming in, performing with a really good team, and now he's right back where he wants to be, an opportunity to win it all.
I don't disagree, but the Sean Payton campaign against Russell Wilson was about feelings. And that's what I'm talking.
What do you think it was?
He didn't like him. He thought he was a prima donna. I think he had an office at the facility, and all that.
He did have that.
But Brett Favre had a separate locker room when he played for the Jets. Mm-hmm. Okay, I could give you other guys of that ilk who've had similar stuff, and I'm talking about the campaign to kind of poison the well against Russell Wilson. He went out of his way to tell people nobody takes that kind of and you know what? If you wanted to have your own quarterback and bring him along, that's fine. But to act like last year he didn't do anything or he was
playing well.
Remember he benched him at the end.
Yeah.
You remember
they
that?
They benched him the rest of the season, which was strange. Everything else.
They still had a chance to win games.
That was the disrespect right there.
They just didn't want him. They didn't want
him to get hurt, because they knew they were getting rid of him.
Exactly.
And so they said that part right there. You might have to see me in the parking lot.
Well, but
that's the time when I need Russell Wilson to be Russell Westbrook.
But we're the people. Sean Payton, he was wrong. I mean, you can't look at Russell Wilson with the Steelers and not look at this guy and go, he has something in the tank.
He does.
He ain't I'm not saying he a Hall of Fame quarterback yesterday or whatever, but you cannot sit there and look at this guy and believe he's the same guy that Sean Payton went out of his way to say he was washed and he's this and he's that and all those other things because he went to Pittsburgh and he sat behind while he was injured or whatever. Didn't make a bellyache. Oh, I need to get back in. I need to what?
No, he
got healthy. He didn't say anything.
He's run this as well as you can right now. He is playing very well. Team's playing well. There wasn't really any issues. He seemed to have been a mentor for Justin Fields, and Justin Fields seemed to be receptive. Obviously, he didn't want to lose the position.
And even if you're Justin Fields and you're watching him now, you can't even feel bad about yourself.
No, I think that right? and he's still so young, Justin Fields, that I think you're like, whether it be here, whether it be somewhere else, he's in a good position. Meaning you've played well with Pittsburgh. You're learning and you're being tutored under a Hall of Fame quarterback. And that whether it's 2-3 years from Pittsburgh, or if they say we got a great asset to trade in Justin Fields, I'm not really worried about Justin Fields. I think he'll be fine.
And let me give you these numbers. You ready? This is how well he's played. He's third in quarterback rating, passer rating, right? 10th in QBR, 10th in passing yards per game, and the touchdown to interception ratio 6-1. You can't play any better than that. He's in the top 10 in all of these things. And this is long in the tooth, years old.
Yeah. Only thing I'll say quickly before we break, I think Sean Payton, if you sat him down, despite everything, will say, I'm happy where I am. We almost won that game yesterday against the Chiefs.
But you didn't win.
Right, but I'm saying he would say, we're a
competitive team. And you're 5-5.
Right, we're a competitive team. I got a young quarterback I believe in. And I think he was, I'm not saying you or me.
He can make a change.
He would say, I'm happy where I'm going.
That's fine.
That this wasn't working, he and I think sometimes best case scenario, Russell Wilson balling, teams winning, Sean Payton, who kind of, put that scenario out there, would say, see, I got what I want. I got this new guy. My team's playing well.
Which is fine. But what he did to attack Russell Wilson in his career, what he did, if you ever listen to any of the veteran players in the NFL who are analysts now on television, was totally disrespectful to a guy who won a Super Bowl and went to a second one.
Especially I don't care if you don't playing you, Park, because I want to trade you.
You know what I'm saying?
That was crazy.
That's totally disrespectful. So, Sean Payton, I hope you looked at the quarterback rating and passer ratings and stats. And if you're still on that nonsense about he's washed and he can't play and he's a bad guy or whatever that talk was. All right, Michael in Texas, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Mike?
Hey, what's up, guys?
How's it going?
Really enjoy the show.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, bro.
Kelvin, you're fitting in just like a glove, brother.
My guy. Hey, if it don't fit, I must have quit.
That's
Go ahead.
Right.
Yeah, I just want to say, man, he disrespected, he just totally disrespected him.
Russell Wilson,
like
right.
He belittling. I saw, they showed a segment where he was arguing on the sideline when he's pointing his finger at him and everything. And he did the best thing. He didn't listen. He didn't say anything back. He gave him a silent treatment. But you don't have to go that far. He's already, he's already had this preconceived idea where the guy's taking up too much of my money. So I just want to push him out the door. But they showed another segment where Bo Nix came out the field and Sean was trying to challenge him about something. Bo Nix didn't back down. Bo Nix
he went at him. He went at him. That was about 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Sean didn't belittle him. So,
he didn't like him before he even got there. I mean, that's just fact.
I appreciate you, man.
Yep,
thank you for the call.
No doubt. Andre in Massachusetts.
What's up, Dre? Yo, thanks for the call.
You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
How you doing? Thanks for taking the call. Listen, when it comes to the Steelers and Mike Tomlin and what he establishes, he says the standard is the standard. Okay, and I'm going to push you, and I'm going to see that you raise your level. But if and when you do, my arm is around you, and it's always understood this is coming from a place of love and a place of support. And we see what the results are with Russell Wilson. Sean Payton. His whole my way or the highway, old school, red in the face, screaming at you, calling you out your name way of doing things. Is that the reason that they gave up 70 points to the Miami Dolphins?
Thank you.
Okay, because you're all up in somebody's face, rah-rah, and we see totally different situation when Bo Nix this year, a rookie, gave it right back to him, okay, and stood him down and wasn't having that way of going about things. So in terms of Russell Wilson, he's done it the hard way, and you got to tip your hat to this guy. He had to work for the job. He had to earn the job. Mike Tomlin gave him that opportunity, gave him the benefit of the doubt, and you see the results. So Sean Payton, how you do things and, swashbuckling, you need to kind of look at yourself in the mirror and get with the modern way of coaching and always have these players back. Thanks for taking the call.
Thank you so much.
Man. Thank you, Dre.
No doubt. Randy in New Orleans, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Randy?
Uncle Rob, Calvin, what's going on?
What up, brother?
All right, now, Calvin, I was literally thinking the same thing. The Russ situation reminded me of Kurt Warner when he started to fall off with the Giants, and then he started his career back up in Arizona, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I have to give Rob the credit. During the summer, he said Russ should start for the Steelers. But to answer the question, it makes Sean look bad. I can speak from a fan standpoint watching Sean for 18 years down here in New Orleans. We know that Sean has a big ego and that he has to be the biggest star on the team. But my main issue is this. If he's supposed to be the quarterback whisperer that everybody says he is, why couldn't he bring this out of Russ?
Thank you. When he was there,
I mean, it's not like he had terrible numbers to me.
He didn't have that. His numbers were you know what? His numbers were decent, but they tried to paint him like they were no good. Like that's how they painted him.
I figure if you couple that with a decent quarterback and a quarterback whisperer, right, that should turn your franchise around. I just feel like Sean didn't want to coach him from day one.
There you go, Randy. Sometimes it don't matter what it looks like.
Randy.
I just don't like you, and that was the issue.
No, that's what I
he
felt
just
like.
didn't like him. I want my own quarterback. They do this all the time.
No, but
GMs want their own coach. Coaches
I
want their own quarterback.
But you don't disrespect the guy's career and muddy the water to tell people that he's no. You could just move on. You could just move on without doing all that. There's a degree of respect to a guy who won a Super Bowl and went to a second one. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. You can make a change, okay? That's not what I'm against. It's how he handled.
No, he's straight up to act like he can't play again because we're going to trade you as if he was trash. First of all, he wasn't playing trash. Secondly, he's earned better respect than that.
That's what I'm saying. Let's get one more. Yeah, Tim. Chili Tim in Atlanta.
What's up, Tim?
You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
What up, Smokey? What up?
Who's Smokey?
You're Smokey.
Smoke Dog.
Oh, okay.
Remember that.
Wow.
But think about it, guys. If you think about it, the same thing that Mike Tomlin has in Pittsburgh is the same situation that Sean Payton had. A great defense, a good young receiver in Jerry Jeudy.
Yep.
It had a good defensive, great defense that was holding teams down. And Mike Tomlin has the same thing. The only difference is Mike Tomlin is a better coach. But if you ask most people, who's the better coach, Sean Payton or Mike Tomlin, a lot of them say Sean Payton. I'm like, why? Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season. He's always uplifted his players love him. They'll play for him. They'll run through walls. While a lot of guys in New Orleans hated Sean Payton.
Let me tell you this, too.
And all the other stuff.
Tim, go look at the records of Mike McCarthy and Sean Payton, they're almost identical. I'm telling
Exactly.
you. But
Exactly.
the view of Sean Payton is way up here, and Mike McCarthy's way down
and
here.
not to mention Sean
Overrated.
And they
Totally
both
overrated.
won one Super Bowl. They both had Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But the
Yes.
difference is Mike McCarthy with Aaron Rodgers didn't go 7-9 3 years in a row like they did in New Orleans with Drew Brees.
No, Sean Payton is eating. He's eating off that one Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He's eating off of that. Not to say he had a heck of a career. He's had a heck of a career.
see that throw?
No, that was money right there. And by the way, I'm still mad the Chiefs didn't go get Mike Williams, but that's a story for another day. I mean, Rod Namer, I called that out. Rob G, I called that out.